everybody. I'm back. I'm trying to determine how to make a decent background. So, okay, so there's backgrounds that, you know, I mean, right now I'm creating a basic page, and I'm going to create a bunch of basic pages in time here. Here's one of the big problems with creating a graphical game, is everything is graphical. Meaning, what I mean by that is everything is graphical is that you have you can't do anything programmatical. All right, so like when you write React, it's all programmatic. There is no graphical elements. There's no objects. Stop it! What are you doing back there? There's no graphical elements to most items. React, Mongo, C#, all those things. They can be they're 100% coded in code. Things like Unreal and Unity they have objects that are being created and manipulated and put on it. Will you stop it? All right, come on. Rita, let's go. Come on. Sheesh. Get myself some chocolate. It's just a dark chocolate covered cherry. I'm cruising through my dark chocolate, or through my Christmas hot chocolate stash. All right, so duplicate offense toggle twice to create defense toggle functions. Update the label text and position them side by side. Make sure only one can be selected at a time. Add a toggle group component. Set each toggle group's property. Set offense toggle to is on. Create the 2-column layout. All right, so right click on the plays content and select UI panel. Renaming it to available plays panel. Available plays panel. All right, so now we're creating the 2-panel display for my. It's funny, I'm working on this one, playbooks in Unity, because it's like the last one I did in React, and which is, I don't know how I'm going to do a lot of what I did. This is just the playbooks panel, but I got a lot of things I got to figure out. Let's just keep going. All right, right click on Plays Content and select UI panel. Rename it to Content Layout. All right, right click on Play Content. Wait a minute. Create the 2-column layout. Right click on the Play Content, select UI panel. Rename it to Content Layout. Oh, I did that wrong. I jumped ahead. This is Content Panel. Below Unit. Oh. All right, I think I may have done something wrong. Okay, so I don't know. So right click on Place Content, select UI, rename it to Content Layout, position it below the unfiltered panel, set anchors to stretch. Done. Hey. Rename it to available play panel. Configure it to take the left half. Right. Set anchors to stretch. Set width to 50. Adjust top padding to make room for the unfiltered panel. Width to 50. What do we? Position. Right click on Content Layout and select UI panel. Set stretch. Adjust. Position is below. Set anchors to stretch. Adjust top padding to make room for unit filter panel. Unit filter panel. Unfiltered panel. Wait a minute, is there a difference? Wait, is that available? Did it make a typo? It says unit filtered panel. And I have unfiltered panel up here. But that's unit filtered panel? Position it below unit. Wait a minute. Have I been misreading that all along? Select unit filtered section. Rename it unit filtered panel. Why are we unit filtered? Unit filtered? I thought it was unfiltered. I don't know what that. Unit filtered panel? That's weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's called. What's the difference between unit filter? Is it filtered? Oh, it's unit filter. Oh my gosh. My brain is, I can't read, man. It's not unfiltered. It's unit filter. Sometimes, Ken, you just gotta. How about this? I'm gonna change it to something else. How about call it play filter panel? Play filter panel. There you go. That's just better. Unit filter. What the heck is a unit? I don't know what a unit is. Unit filtered. Unit filter. What units? I don't have any units on here. But these are plays, and I am going to filter them with that. So yeah, we'll go all with that. So all right. Let's get down here. So now we're going to do content. Set anchors to stretch, adjust padding to make room for the unit filtered panel. Right click on the content layout, select UI panel. So we're going to right click on this, select unit UI panel again. So we're just nesting panels all over the place. All right, and then we're going to go a bit. Now this is the available plays panel. So this will be available plays panel. And then configure it to take to the left half, set width to 50. I don't even see. So what would be the width? Which width? Set anchors to stretch. I don't know. That's what this is, stretch. Okay, so I don't know what width is, but I'm pretty sure if I go right here and set it to something. Set width to 50%. Can I do percent 50? Nope. Where is it getting these width? I know this changes if you change this. So what if I just go like that, left, and then I have width and height. So width I actually don't want it to be that wide, though, to be honest. It's actually going to be even less than that. So let's go 500. I might even go lesser than that. Let's go 300. Because the one I have on my React is not set right. And I think it doesn't know what my intent was there. But this is kind of what I want more so. And then I'm going to create an, let's see, what else settings do we need on this? Use left as the pivot. Set anchor to stretch, set width to 50%. Use left as the pivot. Add some padding on the right. Right click on available plays panel. Collect UI Text Mesh Pro. Wait, for what? Rename it to available plays header. Okay, I'll do that. UI Text Mesh Pro. Right click. Available plays text. Go down here and we'll say text. Text available. You know, now that I think about it, do I need to label this? I'm thinking of other games that have these kind of things. Available, add, source, owned. Let's say owned. They are the available plays, but owned implies there's more plays to be had. Not all the available. I might go to my old nomenclatures because I like prefix. It's like that would rename this to like panel available plays. Alright, so what else do we have here? We got to pivot, right click, available plays, position at the top of the panel. Oh yeah. With, let's say 150. That's better. Okay. Alright, so we got to right click on the available plays panel, select UI scroll view. Yes, we want that. Right click. Scroll view? Available plays. And what? Add a grid layout group component. Set cell size to appropriate dimensions. Oh. Add a grid layout group component. Add. Grid layout group. Set cell size to appropriate dimensions. Do I want to go with one? Like I said, I'm thinking one. But one could be very little. I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of plays, or could be a lot of plays. I'm thinking 2 for now. We'll see what that looks like. We'll go with 2. Cell size 100 by 100 looks a little small. So my available plays, the width is 300, so we go 150 by 150. Or actually, let's go with let's give it a little space. We'll go 130 by 130. Wait, what? Oh, nope. What did I do? 200. Set constraint to fixed column count with 2 to 3 columns. Oh, this is the part I meant to change. Cell size, spacing, constraint, flexible. Fixed column count, 2. That'll work. And then if my available plays is 200, spacing, we'll put 10. Let's go with 10 in the middle. About 20. Cell size. See if I go 150. Too big. Wait, do I have to set every one of these cells? Grid layout, 110. Oh, I see what the problem is. I did, what am I doing? What did I get myself into? Okay, so that didn't work. Let's put this back up here. I don't know why it's kind of being weird. I don't understand. I guess I don't, because it's like it's only changing one cell in the sample. Padding. I'm going to do 20 here. Actually, I think we'll want my Y padding to be bigger. Oh, these ones at 10. This is kind of strange. Start corner upper left, horizontal, upper left, child alignment, constraint, fixed column, 2 count. That's really the only thing that has to do with the grid. I don't know why it looks so weird. I don't like the way it looks on the little screen here, but and I don't even know what the viewport means. Maybe I should keep reading. Maybe there's more to this. Remaining space, select content, child, object, select the content child object of the scroll view. Wait, content child object? Which one is the content? Content child object. Because I got the scroll, got the viewport. Wait, what? Sheesh. Rename it to available place header. Blah, 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 blah. Select the position it below the header to fill the remaining space. Scroll. Select the content child object of the scroll view. Add a grid layout group component. Set cell size, set spacing, set constraint to fixed column count. Repeat steps 4 through 14 to create playbook plays panel on the right side. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is not an object, but yet it's the... Actually, I have no idea what that is. I have no idea how this is laying out. It's throwing me way off, man. What if I say the width? All right, what is the width of this thing? That's 300. I want the width of this thing to be almost 300. We're going to go with like 275. And it should allow me to maybe center it, be just slightly thinner than the rest of the screen. Yeah, there we go. Which means if I go to the same thing here, that means my scroll, which is only going to use 200, and let's say I want to have, if I want to have spacing of, we'll go with 10 in between. So that'd be 165, or we can go with like, let's see, if I'm putting 2 in, 100 and 100 is 200, but we're going to 275, so we want to do about 136 minus 10, which would be minus 5 for each, so about 130. There you go. So in theory, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think these are tall enough, though. Why are the cells... No, because I'm doing 130x, but not 130. And these are going to be cards. So I want them to be taller than that. I want these to be like, I don't know. Isn't it usually like a card is typically 2 by 3 inches? So that would be like another 65 or 195. That looks kind of funky. Yeah, well, let's just see what the cards look like when I throw them in there. That'll be good for now. So there's my grid view. So we go through my grid view, then I got to repeat this thing for the plays. So this is the content available plays. We'll duplicate this. This will be the panel. Play the plays. And we're on that, so we know that this needs to move over to about there. Now, this guy is going to be way wider. He's going to be the difference. So I think it was about 2,000. What is that? 2,000? 2,100? We'll go 2,100. Oh, minus 300, so 1,800. And then my X position. And then 0. So how come I can't get my, how come it's too fat? Nope. Weird, okay. I don't know why it's too fat. I probably just made it too big. Because if this is 300, oh, maybe can I side swipe? Oh, I'm just toggling my screen. They don't help me any. Alright, so we'll go 17, I don't know, 1790. And then that means I gotta just a 0 again. Okay. So at least there's nothing tedious going on here. Graphics is like that though. I mean, any graphics. I think anything you're doing that uses graphics is going to be a little on the tedious side, just because that's the way of the world. It's so weird that this box it's not the play filter panel. It's the play, I get the play book panel. I got the background tabs panel. Nope, that's the plays, and then plays is that, and it is the play filter panel. Okay. Nope. So it's basing it on the center. Oh, okay. Huh. Alright, let me see what's going on. So it bases it on the center of... That's why it's so hard to get this right, because it's not... something obvious. Oops. Did the wrong thing again. It's this guy. So I got this big old gap here, and that's what I'm trying to get rid of. So I'm trying to figure out how to move that up. So it's this guy is the plays. And he needs to move. I'm gonna go to 62. Still too much. 60. It's better. It's not as obvious. Let's go to 58. How big is this thing? It's hard to tell because it's like even if I clicked on this thing, it's like such a pain in the tushkas. Its height is 60. So if I go down to here, that should be fine at 60. All right, let's try that. So I guess we leave it. This is the special teams toggle, or the, no, not the special teams toggle. We need it to be the play filter panel. Let's go 25 here. Bring it back a little bit. Okay. This guy's left position is not going to be 892. It's going to be 80. Oh. 90. Nope. 900. Ooh, 900 is pretty good. Might even be. It's not overlapping, is it? I don't think so. Oh no, okay, it's not. The border that it gives you to select stuff kind of is hard to tell sometimes, but we'll go with that for now. All right, so this is our owned screen. Now this, I want to be a little bit bigger. I want to be able to add, we'll probably go with like double the size. Cell size, let's go 200 by 300. How about 250 by 300? And now that I think about it, this guy's dimensions are wrong. If I was to go, it's like 2.5, I think. A card is 2.5 by 3 inches. So if I wanted that same basic dimensions, it's not 130 by 195. 2.5 would be like, I'd say 2.5 would be 112 and 224. No, that's not right. Oh, God. All right, so 2.5 is, for every 2.5 we have 3, so we got an extra half. Half of 112 is 56. So 56 and 112 is 168. That's what that should be. 168. And we'll go with that instead. That's the size I want. 112 and 168. Right? 2.5, 2.5. 2.5. That's not right. I put a third more on there. It's supposed to be 2.5. Dang it. Two and a half times 40 is 100. If I did 100, 2.5, 40 is 100, which would mean at 3 be 3 times 40 is 120. That's too small though. I don't think I want them that small. So if I were to go 2.5 with 50, 50 would be 125, and then 125 and 150. Let's try that. 125 and 150. Right? Yeah. Okay, those look better. Math. Telling you, man. Simple things are not always as simple as they seem, you know? It's supposed to be rainy and crappy today, but it's actually pretty nice outside. I mean, be a good pickleball day. If that's what my wife is interested in doing, I might be up for some pickleball. All right. Now I got to do this guy. Okay, so I've got this grid, but this grid is way too tiny for what I'm trying to accomplish. It's going to have to be way bigger than that. Because my overall size here is 1700. Now, how many page plays would I like to see fit? At least 6, right? At least 6, 2, 4, 6. And maybe because of space constraints, I might want to go for 3. Will 3 work? I'm curious what it's going to look like. Right now, I'm building it for this phone, for my phone, but I'm going to have to figure out how to do this for other phones. So I don't know how that's going to work. Because this is the big version, right? Because I'm going to be using a big space area, but I got to come up with a solution that makes it fit in a smaller device also. Well, let's just get it working. We'll go clean it up later. All right, so that's spacing can probably be a little bit more generous here too. Let's close that. Scroll available plays. Wait, which is one to create? Oh, this is panel available plays. This is panel playbook plays. Label. This label is not going to be available. It's going to be label. Playbook. Which is probably going to be not ideal, but playbook is one word. Why did I capitalize that? I don't know. And if my panel is 1790 and I want to get, let's say I want to do at least 4 plays in there. Sure, we'll say 4 plays. Yeah. So 1790 is 1800. 1800 divided by 4 is what, 450? 450, so we can do something like 430 on the grid. So if I wanted to do that in a 2.5 by 3 setup, if I double 4.5 by 2.5. So if I want to say 450 or as close to 450 as possible, you can't go double on 250, so we can go like 100. 100 would be 250, 150 would be 375. All right, let's go 375. That would mean the 450. And the column count on this will be fixed column count of 6, 4, 6, 5, 5. And this guy's got to go way over here. Start corner upper left, horizontal. If that was the case, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might be too big still. Too many. The spacing will add 375 times 5 is 375 times 5 is 50. That's going to go way over 1800. Yeah, that's going to go way over 1800. It's too big. Because 75 times 750 is 325. That's it. Yeah, that's well over 1800. And I haven't even put the spacing in, so we're talking around 1900 almost. So I've got to go smaller than 150. Oh boy. So if I go 110... 110 would be, no, that's probably, how about 140? Because then I can do the same math I did before. So 140 is 280, that's 350. And then that would be 340. 300 and 120 for 420. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that might fit. I might bring you back into range because that puts me at 51750 with space for the X 40. Yeah, that'll be close. I think that might fit. That might get in there. All right. Oh boy. Okay, so now we've got the layout, sort of, kind of, in a way. You know, and it's weird because this feels like it's a little off, to be honest. Because my phone is square, but it ain't that square. Where is my phone? I think my phone might still be in my car. Nope, it was on my power nap chair. I went and had a power nap after I ran around and did some errands. So, and I took it over there and left it there while I slept. All right. Next we have, let's keep plugging away. So we've created the sections. All plays, right click, come on there, scroll view, child content, click, cell size appropriate, blah, 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 2, 3, repeat those for the next thing, and then create play card templates. Okay, create an empty game object in your project, not seen, called prefabs. If you don't have one, right click on the prefabs folder and select UI panel. I don't think I have one. Wait, right click on the what? What is it? See, right? Call, okay. Game object in your project, not seen, called prefabs. If you don't have one, right click on the prefabs folder and select UI panel. Prefabs folder. Prefabs folder. That's not a folder. I don't have a prefabs folder. Nope, no prefabs folder. What the heck? Okay. I don't know where that is. Where's the prefabs folder? I mean, I suppose it's just a folder called prefabs and then whatever. Rename it to play card prefab. I thought I created a play card prefab actually. Because it asked me to do that earlier. But I don't know where I put it. No, I don't. Wait. No, it wasn't a play card prefab. Prefabs. These are all my prefabs. Yeah, I don't have such a thing. What are you making up here, buddy? Right click on the prefabs folder and select UI panel. Rename it play card prefab. Okay, so I don't have a, I think I have to create one. I think that's basically what it comes out to. Don't have it, make it. That's just, you know, easy peasy, right? So we're gonna go new, create folder, and it's gonna be called prefabs because that's what it says, prefabs. Now I can go here, right click on this, and go create UI. There's not a UI toolkit. Okay, so now I'm still lost. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna, before I dig myself into a into a hole of my own creation, it's time for me to call this out. Okay, step 4.3.1 and 2. I don't have a prefab folder, so I created one under the assets folder. When I right click on that folder, there is no UI option. What was the thing it did have? There is a create UI toolkit. I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to be putting in there because it doesn't exist what it says. Oh, let's try this. For reference, I am using Unity 6. Still not there. Oh, okay, so we already got some stuff here. That's good. And it's still going. What do we got? Creating the play card prefab. Open Unity Hub and your project. Create a prefabs folder if you don't have one. In the project window, right-click in the assets folder, select Create Folder, name it Prefabs, create a temporary scene for designing your UI elements. Go to File, New Scene, select a basic template. Add UI elements to your scene. In Unity 6, go to Game Object menu at the top of the editor. Select Game Object UI panel. Oh. Game Object UI panel. Okay. So we're in prefabs. It goes here, and then we're going to go what? Scene for designing a UI element. Go to File, New Scene. Oh, File, New Scene? Create a temporary scene for designing your UI elements. Go to File, New Scene. Select a basic template. In Unity 6, go to Game Object menu at the top of the editor. Select a basic template. Alright, I'll just say New Scene. Basic. Do you want to save the changes you made? Yes, save. Add UI elements to your scene. In Unity 6, go to Game Object menu. At the top of the editor, select Game Object, UI panel. Oh wow, okay, so this is interesting. Okay. Canvas of the panel as its child. If no canvas exists yet, rename the panel to Play Card Prefab. Okay. Play card? Sure. Play card prefab. With panel selected, go to Game Object UI Image. With panel selected, Game Object. What is it? Game Object UI Image. To add the play image, go to Game Object UI Text Mesh Pro. Go to Game Object UI Text Mesh Pro. To add text elements. Rename these elements according to what they'll display. Play, name, text, etc. Arrange the elements as you want them to appear in your card. Okay. So the image here is going to be add a button component to make the card clickable. Select the play card prefab in a hierarchy. Component search button, add, attach your playbook play script. Okay. Play name. And well, this card is going to be different. Because the width is going to have to be, what did I say? 2.5. 2. How does that work? So when cards display using the play card prefab, does it auto size to the grid? Or do we have to size it in code before rendering? The card auto sizes the grid depends on how you've set up the layout system. Let me explain how this works with the play card prefab and grid layout. Right? Yes, please explain. In Unity, the sizing behavior of play card you're configured based on your playbook plays a CS script. There's no explicit sizing code in the card itself. It's focused on content display, click handling, rather than layout management. So card sizing typically works in a grid. Grid layout group control recommended. If you add a grid layout group component to the parent container, Set the cell size property to desired dimensions. Each card will automatically size to match this cell size regardless of its content. This is the cleanest approach and ensures visual consistency. Attach a content size filter component to your play card prefab. Set horizontally vertical fits modes to preferred size. Card will size based on its content, which can lead to inconsistent sizes. Not recommended. Yeah, I'll go. Best practice for your playbook UI, for your football card. On your scroll views content object, add a grid layout group component. We did that, did that. This ensures the card content fills the cell allocated by the grid layout group. Alright, so now we're good. So I think we're going in the right direction. I do want to make sure that this stretches in the curve. Some kind of utility truck outside. I get all nosy. What's going on out there? Who's out there in front of my house? I mean, they're across the street, but you know, gotta be an old snoozy. Snoozy? Be an old. I'm gonna be an old snoozy. Okay. Yeah, I can. Oh boy. So let's go back to what I was trying to figure out. All right. So what was my dimensions? I think I was doing 140. So 140 had 280. 140 is 280, right? And then half of that is 70, so it's 350. Never mind, so it's 350. No, we said 350 was fine. I think 350 is fine. And then we got 140 times 3 is 300 or 420. Okay. Probably should make sure that this guy, canvas, is also about that. So we'll just do a stretch. And we got to move it back onto the screen. And my canvas source. Okay, so okay, that said, option one is fine. I am ready to have the group and grid control set up. However, in sizing this prefab, card prefab, I don't know what to set it to. I am using an aspect ratio approach, so that should so that when it is forced to a specific size, those sizes should match that aspect ratio. Instead, I can set the image size not set the canvas size, since all the saves are I would have thought I would be able to do stuff here, but I really can't do squat. Nothing. I mean, reference pixels, constant pixel size. I mean, why would my pixels scale with screen size? Oh, reference resolution. So 250 by 600. 250. No, 2.5 by 300. Oops. 250 or 275. 3330. 275. 330. What am I looking at? Oh, what am I doing? I'm doing something. I'm wonking something out, man. Somebody's getting seriously confused. That's probably mostly me. Set explicitly set focus on configuring the rect transform component of your card prefab. Rect transform component. Oh. Select your play card prefab in the hierarchy and inspector look at the rect transform components at the top. For prefab that will be placed in a grid layout group, set another preset to stretch. Set the pivot to center, 0.5, 0.5. Okay. Set all position offsets, left, right to 0. Okay. Left, top, bottom. Left, right, top, bottom to 0. This allows the card to expand to fill whatever cell size the grid layout assigns it to. A disky! What engine? Well, right now I'm using Unity. So Unity is going to be what's showing all my stuff on Unity. But in React, there's no engine. It just takes the image file and sizes it to fit on the grid, on the image, or on the page. So, but yeah, I'm using Unity right now. I'm trying to create the card layout that's going to hold my images. See how I have these these are going to be the images that'll be showing up on my play. So this will be available on the screen. So in theory, all of my plays are going to show images like in this box. This box will be loaded in a grid that'll be on my main screen. But I'm just building this. You might have. I don't know what you're trying to ask. Like I said, Unity is my rendering engine, but in React, like I said, it's just web code, JavaScript. Now, if you're talking about the language I'm using to programmatically put the images into the screen, on Unity it's C#, and in React it's React, it's JavaScript. And then I have my backend code, which is going to provide that. So I have code in the back that's going to feed into these objects. Theoretically. I say theoretically until I actually do it. Until I actually do it, I don't know. That's what the plan is. Add an aspect ratio filter to maintain your card's aspect ratio. You know, it's possible since they're images, they could get distorted a little, but I don't know if I want to. So is there an aspect ratio? What? I can do something with that? Add an aspect ratio. To maintain your card's aspect ratio, with your play card prefab selected, click add. You know what? I may not have to be hard and fast on the that's a medium. Then I got a long. It's got to go all the way out to there. That's a punt. I'm wondering if I should get rid of one of these extra lines. I still have one more row here. I think I could even make this even more compressed. Just for... because the smaller this is, the more I have space on the card, the less greenery, the better. And I only use these fields. This row here is like extra. So I go 5, 10, 15, and anything that goes out into there is like considered long. Huh. Yeah. I only have to keep this bottom half because I have punters in here. And I'll have to create some special play where I have a punter sitting back here. So I can go on here and add a component that holds the aspect ratio, but you know what? I might not, I'm a little worried about the text, but I don't know if I'm going to hold the aspect ratio. Let's just see what happens. If I don't like it, I could always go in and try to force an aspect ratio, but I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and let it sit. That'll give me some playroom to try some different image settings out. Maybe even cut them, clean them, whatever. Only problem is I have to recreate plays if I change my images now. I've got like 8 plays in my system. And if I change my aspect ratio or change how this is, I may have to recreate those plays. But c'est la vie, it only took me 20 minutes to do them. Just still, that's 20 minutes of my life. Who wants to give up 20 minutes of their life? All right. All right, so we'll just go add initial configure child element anchoring for proper scaling of your card's content. For your play image, set anchors to stretch in both directions, position to take up the majority of the card's space. For text elements, anchor the play name to the top, anchor the formation and type text to the bottom. Adjust grid layout group settings. Make sure the cell size in your grid layout group is appropriate. A common size might be 200 to 300. The width-height ratio should roughly match your aspect ratio filter setting. Set space between grid. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to do. I'm trying to go with the old 2.5 by 3 constant card aspect ratio. So the card is still going to be what the card is. I don't want to force the image into an aspect ratio. The image can be whatever the image fits. But image is the image is the image. It can stretch, fit, whatever, and then I have text underneath. If I change the image size, it's going to change how much space it takes up on the card. But the card itself, we'll stretch it. We'll see. Let's just leave it. Can I rename this? Save scene. Save scene as add new scene. All right, so we go back up here. All right, when working with UI elements, automatic grid sizing options. Create UI elements 6.0. Configuring script references. Okay, add the necessary UI components. Text, arrange the elements as you want them to appear in your card. Add a button component to make the card clickable. Do I want the card? Are cards clickable? Cards clickable. Empty cards. Create temporary scene. Add UI elements. Add the necessary element. Play card. Because there's going to be more on this. I'm going to have to add more to this. Right now it's just an image and a name, but I got to have other text stuff on there eventually. And can you flip a card and put stuff on the back? That'd be cool. Do you use the same card or use another element that looks like the same card? But if you flip it on the back and put stuff on the back, will it? Because you can do this, rotate it around. See, I can work on the back of the card now. I don't know. I don't know if it's considered an object that I can do that to. Because then I could put like other information on the back, and then when it comes up, it rotates and drops on your screen. That'd be kind of cool. Because I do have other stuff I want to put on the back of the card. I haven't. I'm not loading that stuff yet, but I want to. Because I can definitely see the thing. I've had it. I was creating my other thing backwards, and all my text was going on. Like, why is my text all written in reverse? It's like, oh, my scene is backwards. But I wonder if I could just flip the object. That'd be kind of cool. So that's kind of what I want. I want people to click the card and it spins around. Shows them the back. All right, so what is the title here? The title is going to be at the top. Do I want... So if that's the image, let's bring the image down a notch. Or I could leave it up, since I know I have a whole space of extra green. I could keep the extra green and then have my text land right. For a prefab that we set the anchor preset to stretch. Set the anchor prefab to stretch. I have it to stretch though. In the inspector, direct transform. Stretch. No, I don't want, if that's my image, I don't want it to take up that much space though. I want it to take up like that much space. Because I want to put text underneath it. So do I center it? Oh, I'm confused, man. I don't understand. It says you can just do this, but if the canvas isn't the same size, you don't need to explicitly size the canvas itself. Instead, focus on configuring the rect transform component of your prefab. Configure the rect transform. Select your play card prefab in the hierarchy in the spectral stretch. So do I build everything to fit? All right, I'm adding the aspect ratio. This is driving me bonkers. I can't do it. It's just not. Aspect ratio filter. Aspect mode. Width controls height. Height controls width. Fit in parent, sure. Aspect ratio. What is the aspect ratio of 2.5 to 3? That's yeah, I don't know what that is. It's what, 1.25? Because if it's a third is 2 and half is 1, so that would be a third, or a half of a third is a sixth. A sixth is point. So it's got to be like 1.15, something like that. 1.14. Alexa, what's the decimal representation of aspect ratio? Got ahead of me. Cards are usually 2.5 by 3. That's why it's hard. 2 by 3 is easy. Alexa, stop. Alexa, what is the aspect ratio of 2.5 by 3?
From Eugenia.ca. rectangle is 4 to 3.
No. All right, I guess gotta do math. I can't do it in my head. I'm thinking it's 1.16 or something like that. Or no, yeah, 1.16 or something of that nature. I think, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. 1.16. That looks a little big. It looks a little fat. So maybe that's not right. So all right, let's just do 2.5 divided by 3. Oh, it's 1.83. Oh, and I'm going the wrong direction. So it's not 1.83. It's actually it's 1. I was thinking 1.1. 1.83 is one. Okay, so 0.83. Yeah, there we go. 0.83. I had to flip it to the other direction. So there's my aspect ratio. That's about what cards are. I think they're 2.5 by 3. Like that. Two and a half by. Oh, they're 2.5 by 3.5. Oh my gosh. I didn't know they were 3.5. Cards are 3.5 inches tall. I could have swore they were 2.5. They were 3 inches tall. I mean, typical cards. Obviously, they can be anything, right? But it's 2.5 by 3.5. Holy moly! Holy moly, Molly! Ah, I have to start over here. Oh, I don't have to start over, but 2.5 divided by 3.5. It's 0.71. 0.71. Really? Huh. I mean, they could be anything you want in the game, right? I just was trying to go with a familiar thing. And I'm thinking I might stick with my 2.5 by 3. It gives me more vertical space or horizontal space because I want to put some stats and stuff on there on the cards. Screw it. I'm doing my own way. I'm going 2.5 by 3. It'll give me room for the play. It'll give me room for lots of data if I want to put data on the cards. That stuff. We'll see. If I don't like it, I can always change it. But for now, we're going with it. It's not like it's released yet. All right, so that's what we'll do. Then we're going to go text image. My text has to go. Play. And that's probably going to have to be bigger than that. That width is going to have to be. I got big play names. We're going to go. Let's go 350. Hopefully it's big enough for most of my plays. All right. Is that center? I don't know. Center enough. All right, so. Okay, so let's assume that's my card. I just hope I'm not using the whole. Okay, so I set the aspect ratio of the image, but the canvas is wider than the image in the prefab. When it forces the image to fit the grid cell, will it cut off the extra canvas space before it tries to resize the image? See, that's what concerns me. If you don't have the canvas isn't matching your object, when it goes tries to put it in a grid and it resizes it, is it going to resize my canvas and therefore I end up with this squished space on the side? See, that's what I'm worried about. I don't want squishy space because it's not allowing me to. Because I don't want my prefab canvas driving the size. No, the grid layout won't cut off the canvas base. Instead, it will resize your entire play card prefab, including all its content, to match the cell size you're defined in the grid layout group. Here's what happens specific. The grid layout group assigns a fixed size to each cell for the image within your prefab. If you set an aspect ratio filter on the image, it will maintain that aspect ratio. Extra space around the image will still be part of the card. The image won't be cropped unless the specifically use a mask component. The key to getting the right is properly setting up anchors and layout of elements within your card. For the overall play card prefab, it will automatically be sized to match the grid cell. For your play image with aspect ratio, it will maintain its aspect ratio within the space it's given. If the canvas card has a different aspect ratio than the image, you'll get empty space above, below, or on the sides of the image. Yeah, but I don't, that's why I wanted my canvas card to be the same size. Why are you making this difficult for me? Stop it. Why is this, look, I want this canvas to be the stupid size I want. Maybe this needs to be the aspect ratio. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Oh, I bet you that's what I did wrong. Oh, fit to parent. Oh, I bet you I put the aspect ratio in the wrong place. That's what I did. Well, I thought so. It didn't. That doesn't change the canvas. Why doesn't this canvas change sizes? It's driving me bonkers. Canvas is a jerk. Wait. You cannot use this aspect mode because the component is attached to a canvas with a fixed width and height. Grrr. All right, let's try something else. Let's delete this. What if I change this guy and just go, okay, maybe this is what I need. Change the resolution. So the resolution we'll say is what was I doing before? It's if it's 250 by 300. But why is this? What is this text thing? What is this garbage up here? What is this new text? What is that? And why is it way the heck up there? Maybe because I shrank that? Oh, let's go here and increase this. We'll go. Let's go way bigger then. I wanted to be kind of in the same ballpark as what I was doing before. So 2.5 by 3 is 140. 140 is 280, 350. And then we have 140 is 300. 300, 420. Still not. It still refuses to change in aspect ratio. Still hates me. It's like, yeah, we're not doing that. I'm not going to change the aspect ratio for you. This square refuses to be anything except annoying. Why? Why can't I get this to be... Why is my canvas a square? Ah! My canvas is square. It does not match what I want to set the card up as. How do I change the canvas so that I can set the card up so that it won't be distorted when the square canvas is resized into a rectangular grid space? Because, all right, so I'm putting it into a grid space on my Unity that's going to kind of resize this based on the grid space. But since it's a square, if it forces this to fit into a rectangular space, it's going to squish the square or distort it if it stretches to fit. Select your play card prefab in the Unity hierarchy. I did. Configure your card's rect transform with your play card prefab still selected. Find the rect transform component at the top. Click on the square icon which shows yeah, and then stretch, yeah. Hold Alt while clicking the bottom right preset. Switch both horizontally and vertically. This anchors to stretch on both directions and resets offsets to 0. Hold Alt? What? I didn't know there was a hold Alt. That doesn't really do anything, but set the pivot to 0.5, which I have. Set up child elements properly. For the elements inside your card image, set anchors to stretch in both directions, same as the card. Add padding if needed via the left, right, top, bottom values. Add a content size fitter or another aspect ratio. Click add component. All right, so I have this, and I have an aspect ratio. Fit in parent, I'm doing that. And then aspect ratio, set your desired ratio, 0.7. This component will force your card to maintain the specific aspect ratio regardless of the grid cell shape it's placed in. All right, but I'm telling you, this is not the shape. I don't know what this is, but it's bugging the snot out of me. It is a square. I hate that. It's visually going to hurt my brain if this stays a square. Is there no way to change this to look like not look like a square? There's that. Oh, it can't. It won't. It does what it wants to do. Can't resize it. It won't. It hates me enough that it is. You cannot. Ugh. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens when I actually put this in the app. It's definitely going to drive me nuts. I'm going to look at this every time I look at it and go, this is not right, because it's going to force this canvas to fit, and it's going to leave spaces, and I don't want it. I don't want spaces. I don't want squares. And the AI is like telling me, oh, don't worry about it, man. You'll be okay. Like, but it's a square. And I don't even care if my image does not need to be any aspect ratio. In fact, I don't even care if my image is an aspect ratio. I can make that whatever. I'm good with whatever. But I want the card. Oh, I don't even need this. I'm deleting this. I don't need my image to have an aspect ratio of anything. I just don't want my image broken by stupid. Remove component. I don't care about that. That's a non-thing. Let's just resize this guy. I want my image to be somewhere like this. But I was thinking something on or about this kind of thing. What is this thing? Oh. Oh, is that the aspect ratio thing? Did it actually put... Oh, it actually... Okay, I think I can breathe now. I think I can breathe now. I think I'm good. I do need to make sure that stays inside the thing, though. So it put this in there. I didn't even see that. Probably because my image was the same size and it was covering it up. Nope. I don't know why this isn't like fitting. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. No, it's not. Can I move this down? Nope, that's just zooming out. Then we'll go this and this, and I guess I can leave it at 36 for now. Do I want to change the font color? Do I want a different font color? Yeah, we'll leave it at what it is for now. It's not new text though. Plating. All right, let's just see what happens. It's time for me to call it good on this and move on to the next thing. I will have other text elements. I haven't decided what they're going to be. I'll have to edit this in time and add those in once I start getting them. But I got things like, yeah, let's add another one. Let's just for fun. Let's go in here, and we're going to go UI, Text Mesh Pro. We're going to call this one TXT. Team Mastery. And this guy is going to go down here. His font's going to be a little smaller though. We're going to go like 24. And then we're going to resize that. This is actually supposed to be kind of a label. That's fine. It's not like we're gonna. They're all gonna be populated anyway. So this one's Team Mastery. Then we will go do another one. This will be Val. I'm gonna say Val text. Text, all right, fine. Team Mastery percent. Mastery percent. Oops. Value. And then we will move this over to here, and we will shrink it so that it's not taking up my entire thing. And let's put it in my grid like so. And we're gonna go, okay, we're gonna change that. We're gonna go TXT Team Mastery percent. And then do I want another copy? Sure. We're gonna copy both of these. And this one's going to be called TXT usage. And this one's TXT. All right. Is it usage? Do you use plays or do you run plays? TXT run quantity. You run plays, I think. Run. And you got TXT run times count. Play run times. Then we gotta do this and move that down here. And then we go over here, move that guy down to here. What else do I want on this thing? So what would be better for a play for information? Average yards gained, which is very good, or success rate? The difference being positive yards is a success, 0 or negative yards is a fail, right? It's a not success. Should I have both? Because what if you have like one time you run the play, you get like 80 yards. Your running back goes boom and goes 80 yards. But you run it 4 other times and you lose yards every time. Like, 5 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards. Your average yards per gain is still pretty decent. But you've only got like a 20% success rate on the play. That's like, it doesn't usually work, but one time it did. It worked out pretty good. Because like if you go to like 75 yards in a play and you run it 10 times, but 9 times it's 0 or nothing, 0 or negative, and you kind of come out to like negative 8 yards on all your attempts. So you still can get 82 yards in 10 tries. The average yards per play is 8.1. That's pretty freaking cool until you realize you only got one play that went positive. So you kind of need both. If it's a successful play and you're averaging, if you're getting like, yeah, I'm gonna do both. I think we have to have both. So we're gonna have to have a success rate and a yards per attempt. So we're going to have, I don't know which one's more important to have at the top. We'll say success rate. TXT success rate. Success rate. Colon. And then we're going to have TXT success rate percent. And this will be success rate. Doesn't matter what the text is I'm putting in here. That's just and then we have TXT average yards gained. Oh wait, this is the actual part. Average yards. I'll go here. TXT average yards count. Average yards. So I'm going to go here and bring that down to here. Down here. One here, one here. Okay, so we need to see if it's possible. Can we do multiple selects here? Nope. So it's mastery, quantity, success rate, and that guy. I don't know, position is what, 5? 3? Nope. 0? Why did they all move so far over? -5? Huh. 30? 50? 55? 60? Okay. Then we gotta do that one, that one, that one. And it's gonna be $60? Nope. 70? Nope. 90? Sure. And then we gotta go him and him. I'll set him at 36. Oh, -36? It's too low. 40? Nope, that's more. The other way. -20? Oh, yeah, that works. Let's go 25. Oh, too much. 35. Oh, yeah, that works. 35. And what about you guys? 73. All right, well, I guess. I wish there was like an auto space. There probably is. Like you could select a bunch of things and tell it to auto space them. You know, get them nice and lined up. Because I know a lot of, well, I know like other apps, you can select a bunch of objects, then you select horizontal spacing and it'll just do it. But I don't know where that would be. So yeah, a lot of objects, you could just say set them. What is this? Grid view, basically, nope. Nope, that's not a thing, okay. Hey. -73. Oh, it's -73. I don't know why this is negative. It's like it must be based on the mid of my grid mid. It must be -115. Getting everybody all lined up with each other. -157. Done. Yay! Let's save. Ah! Why did that pop up? Why am I getting that? Oh, probably because I haven't given it a name yet. I should probably name this puppy. It's going to go assets. It's going to go my prefabs. This is going to be my card, prefab, play card, prefab. Yay. Okay, so I think I have a play card prefab. I hope. Now, do I have to plug stuff into this now? Probably have. Does the code go on the prefab? Once you have all these pieces in place, create a script that can instantiate your play card panel prefab when needed. Set up the API service to fetch play data. Connect everything together. Um, all right, so creating the playbook panel. Let's continue by creating the main playbook panel that will contain all your UI elements. For the toggle group, step 4. Using the play data model. You'll also need a play class that matches the one referenced in the playbook plays.cs script. Okay, you know what? I'm losing track of what I've done and what I haven't done, because I think I've done all this stuff. See, this is part of it too, because it doesn't know what I've done because it can't see my code. It doesn't know what I've created. I mean, it sees my code, but it doesn't see my Unity stuff. And I don't know how to embed a, there's no AI that embeds into my Unity. So I can't, so nothing can see my hierarchy or my projects or anything. So it doesn't know what I've created. So I have to communicate all that back and forth to the UI or to the, now it can see my code, which is great. It helps me to see that, but it can't see what I've done in my stuff here. Okay, so I think it's time. Create this in assets, game processing, models, play.cs. All right, let's go see what I have here. Let's go assets. Oh, not really. I'm game processing, models, play.cs. I have a playbook. I'm going to put it in the playbook. Oh, I do have play.cs. Yeah, I already have that. It's the exact same thing. It's already created. Already have it, man. Game processing models, but it's in the playbook, which is fine. Create image loader. And then my image loader is in, where is image loader? Image loader is in the game data. Somewhere. I thought I had it. I'm pretty sure I have an image loader in here somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, it's in the utils. Okay. Let's go look at what it looks like compared to the one it just showed me, though. Load play image. So we got image loader. Looks pretty good. Probably having a wait. Play image cache. As you can see, I already have an image loader that you had me work on earlier. My prefab is complete. The play.cs has been created in the game processing, game data. Oh wait, nope. Game processing models / playbook / play.cs. My play card prefab is complete. The play.cs has been created. Okay. Now, I don't know if I want to clean this out because I have, there's a whole bunch of stuff up here I haven't done yet. But at the same time, now, thing is, I can't remember where I was. Let's go here. Guess now I need to open my scene. That is my main game. Main game scene. Playbook. Nope. Stay on field scene? Playing global directional. Nope. This has got my playbook panel. I thought I renamed this, to be honest, but this is the one that's got my stuff in it. Okay. All right. How do I... What would be the best way to do this? Is there a way to pop this out? Can you pop out your chat? Open chat in editor. Open chat in new... Oh, wow, I can do that? Let's open chat in new window. Oh, look at that. I don't even need to have that open. That's so cool. I can do this. I'm excited. I can have my chat in its own little separate little window. Never tried that before. Duh. So easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's all I gotta say. My dog is going nuts. Must be something outside. Yep, somebody walking by with their dog, and my little dog is like, I'm gonna go out there and beat it up. Let me out. It's like, no, you're not. I open the door. You'll be like, yeah, I'm not actually going out there. He might hurt me. I'll just bark at him a lot, make him think I'm coming at him. I will make him think I'm gonna rip his heart out of his chest. You're not ripping anybody's heart out of their chest. Oh yes I am, if he comes at us. Good thing he's on a leash, man. It's like, yeah, good thing he's on a leash. That's the big thing there. Nerve these other animals walking by our house. I will just mess them up. Little dogs, they think they're tough. My other dog, which is about 4 times the size of her, doesn't even go to the door when there's other dogs. She don't even care. She's like, what is she barking at now? Just bark, bark, bark every time somebody goes by. And then, but my wife comes home. She's like, oh, wait, is that Mom? She starts freaking out. It's like, ugh, I know my wife's home. She goes nuts. It's funny because if I take my wife's car somewhere and come back, and she's not home because like she took my car or something, but the dogs go nuts. And then I open the door, and they're like, ruff, 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 and I'm like, it's just me. I walk by the door, walk by them, and they just stand there going, Mom's coming in. She's coming in. She must be coming in right after him because I saw the car. We saw the car. It's out there. It's like, she's not in the car. She's not coming. She won't be home for a while yet. What do you mean? What? But her car's out there. I saw it. It's like, that's not always how it works, my pups. Is it 4 o'clock already? Oh my gosh, I've spent a lot of time on this today, and I have gotten very little done. Look, that's what I've accomplished. All right, well, right. You see, my play card prefab is complete. Play card CS has been created. In the game processing models on play.cs. I have created my playbook panel with split screens for the available, and I used plays in playbook. I have applied grid components to the panels. Now I need to know the next step to getting this to function similar to my PFFM web coach / playbook. It's pretty dumb. Source / app coach playbook dot JSX. I think that the next step is likely implementing the card play card prefab. I don't know how much it's gonna lose track eventually, so sometimes you have to like what is this? Each child in a list should have what? Code base error. Each child in a list should have in a list of what? Oh well. I may be implementing that code base. Let me guide you through creating play card UI component that will populate your grid layouts. Let's start by creating the script that will handle the play card's behavior. So we got to go to UI. I think I have that though, to some extent. Wait. Oh, so now that I pulled it out of the window, it's now a new window. It's like, okie dokie. It's not exactly what I was. So I got it. How do I make this work? So if I close this. And then move this over here. And go here. Okay. Geez, look at all the code it cranked out. Man, it's still cranking out code. Holy moly. Oh no. Wait, no, where am I? It's not still cranking out code. I thought it was a new window, to be honest, but nope. Where am I? It's cranking out code. But I can't find where I'm at. I've lost it. I've scrolled too far away. Alright, okay, so that's what I want. Alright, here we are. All right, so it says go to UI playbook. Where is UI? UI playbook. Play card UI. Right. All right, so I got to create a new file, I guess, because I don't really have anything for the play. So new file. Play card let's play card.cs. It's in the UI folder. I mean, why would I need to call it play card UI? It's like, I have playbook UI, I guess, but it's in the UI folder. What do I need that for? I'm going to copy this. Okay. And then what do we got? We got us a lot of play card. We got some using imports and the basic setup of what the play card play is going to look like. Fail to load play. So we're just loading the images and hopefully the text, and we will see where that goes. Okay, so now create a script for the play card UI to display cards in the playbook panel with additional details like formation and type. No. 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 I don't need things like play type. I mean, that's a category for the plays, but I mean, I might filter on those things, but I'm not going to put those on the play unless I put it on the back of the card. If I do a flip on the card, I could see adding those things like play type and all that stuff. But I'm curious. Let's go to my general chat GPT. Just to throw one out there, give the let's go chat GPT here. Just because this is not part of my normal questioning and I don't want to break up, I don't want to cause issues here. In Unity, when I create a panel, is it possible to add components to the flip side or back of the panel so that when the panel is clicked, it can flip over and show the items on the other side? One for the front. Oh, okay. So it doesn't flip the card over. You can't actually draw on the back. You just create a back panel and a front panel, and then you load them both up, and you make you do a spinny thing, and it'll show you the back, but it's like it's lying. They just occupy the same space, so it's kind of like, look, I'm showing you the back. It's like, aha, I'm really just showing you another thing, but you don't know that. Animate the rotation of flip container to simulate a flip. Rotate Y from 0 to 180. Control visibility. Optionally display the canvas group or set active false for the non-visible side. Use a 3D object like a plane or a cube. If you're doing something more visual or stylized, you can use 3D object like a cube or thin box and set a canvas on each side. Create a cube or a plane. Add a world space canvas on the front and side back. A world space canvases on the front and back sides. Attach UI elements to each canvas. Rotate the cube or click to simulate flipping. Optionally, add flip sound or, well, yeah, no kidding. That's cool, but I wonder which way would be better. Because I could just use a cube and flatten it, you know, where there's like the sidewalls are like 1 pixel. So you can't really tell. It would just flip over. It would look like a flip. And that's an actual object with the front and back being flipped. Versus a singular panel, which is one-dimensional. And since it can't have a back, you're flipping it over and making a new image appear, which you probably wouldn't notice the difference. I feel like both the 2-panel and cube option would work. For the cube, I would just flatten the side dimensions. Point, you cannot see the cube. To create a near two-sided effect. However, which option is more performant? I'm not even sure performant is a word, but it sounds like it is. Two panels in a canvas, UI based, uses Unity's canvas system, optimized for screen space and UI rendering. Lightweight, no extra 3D objects, only UI elements. More efficient on mobile or UI heavy scenes. No additional cameras or world space rendering needed. Fast UI draw calls. Better batching of UI elements. Lower GPU overhead compared to real 3D rendering. Uses actual 3D game objects, world space canvases. Requires a camera to render the canvas correctly. Adds some overhead due to mesh rendering, lighting, and camera culling. Might need extra depth and sorting logic. Wow, that does sound a lot more complicated. Higher CPU GPU cost and screen space. Can require manual layout, scale adjustments to work well with UI. Best for visually rich games, 3D menus, immersive UI, or VR AR. So the cube will look better, is what it's saying, but it's not going to work as well. And it's going to take a lot more work. It takes a significant more effort. So that said, we'll go with the 2-card option. I don't see any reason why that won't work. If you have a flip effect and then you make the other part to show up as it's flipping, it's no way to really know, because they're taking the same space, right? So you're just going to have it look like it's flipping. So I think it'll work. It'll be I hope it'll look good. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll know when I try it. I'm not there yet anyway, but, you know. Okay, script. Play card. Play card. What, did I not create it? Oh, here it is. Play card UI. Play card UI. What is this one? Play book. Play book card UI? Oh. Wait. Now create a script for the play book card UI to display cards in the playbook panel with additional details. No. No. I don't think I need to. In step 1.2, well, okay. Soul Guardian. I noticed you're using ChatGPT instead of Copilot. No, I am not. I was using ChatGPT just for that one question. Um, I am using Copilot. You can see I have Copilot here. Claude 3.7 is what I'm using. I was only using ChatGPT because I didn't want to clutter my thread with the oddball question. It was a side question. So I just opened ChatGPT in the web browser and asked it the question that was going to be kind of like, it's a good to know future reference kind of thing because I'm not actually doing it yet. So when I actually go to developing it. And as far as it goes, I prefer Claude. Um, and I use Copilot. Okay, so ChatGPT, I don't really think of Copilot as an AI. Copilot's the service providing me the AIs, right? Because you can use any of them. I can use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever through Copilot. So Copilot's kind of like my engine. Now there are other engines. I mean, there's distinct ones. I mean, Claude has its own. Anthropic has its own. There's a ChatGPT one. There's Rue and there's Rue Code and Klein. There's a bunch of tools out there that will provide you access to other AIs, but they're all just the engine that's running the AI, I guess, as you would have it. As far as which AI I like Claude 3.7 still. I've tried Gemini 2.5, and I've tried ChatGPT, both 4.1 and, well, I only have 4.1 here. I haven't tried to use 4.5 that much. I don't know. I just keep coming back to Claude. I've tried the others, but every time I do, it's hit or miss. It's like there's things they're good at, but there's also things that they just, I don't know. I just feel like Claude seems to figure things out better. Claude 3.7. And it's a little bit older than the current. You know, Gemini 2.5 and GPT 4.1 are newer. But again, I don't know. I haven't given them a ton of work, but I do switch every now and then, especially when I don't really like the answer I've got from Claude or I'm going down the rabbit hole. Sometimes AI will pull you down a rabbit hole. Okay, so like you're working with something and you're trying to fix a problem and it keeps trying to fix a problem and it starts to try different things. It can't work and it just starts doing things and goes nuts. So I said, all right. Let's clear this out. Let's go try ChatGPT or Gemini and see if one of them solve my problem. Now they've all had their successes with me. I've used them all, and some things they're pretty good at. I've noticed with Gemini, though, at least inside of Copilot, that it's kind of I feel like I run into walls a lot where certain things don't work. Like I can't use Agent very well inside of with Gemini. It seems to disconnect or have problems. So sometimes I'll switch over and use Rue Code or Klein, but I haven't paid for those services, and therefore I only get a couple of tries. You know, I've only started to use Unity recently, so I haven't really dived deep into C Sharp. With AI, I'm a C Sharp programmer, but that was before AI. So in my current AI state of work, I haven't used it a ton, but I really tell you, I really like Claude. Claude 3.7 code for the stuff I've been working on is great. It seems to come up with good answers. It solves problems pretty well. So I tend to lean towards Claude right now. Gemini, and I'm like right here, it's helping me write the C Sharp code that I'm doing. And these items here are mostly been helped by Claude. And then when I go use Gemini, I haven't used Gemini in 4.1 yet in Unity, so I don't know yet what they can do. I haven't tried them. Most of my code to this point has been in React and Go, and I've tried all three of them a lot in React and Go. And Claude just keeps funneling to the top. I just keep going back to Claude. And ChatGPT 4 tries to be my default in Visual Studio. So like you see here, if I go here, this keeps defaulting to ChatGPT 4 even though I have Claude and I keep trying to go to Claude, but it keeps turning back to GPT-4. I don't know if that's a bug or if there's a reason for that, but in Visual Studio, it kind of wants to keep going back. So I use, so in my VS Code, I use mostly Claude, and I go back and forth. But you can see I have all of my apps here. This is my Go backend, my Go microservices, and this is my PFFM web. This is my React front end. That's the stuff you're seeing here. This whole app, these parts are all written in, this is all in React. So I introduced some bugs the other day and I haven't fixed them. I gotta fix those. So you can see my plays aren't loading. They were loading, but I confused the AI and then it went and broke stuff, and then I haven't been able to fix it. I'll fix it later. It was a silly thing, but so all this stuff is written in React, and then it's all calling my Go microservices that are back here. So everything here is running through Go, and I do Claude for all of that. Claude is probably 90% of the work I've been doing lately. Now, when I first started, the first few months, I had a hard time picking. This is before Claude 3.7 came out. This is Claude 3.5, ChatGPT 4, and I hadn't even used Gemini at that point. And I used Black Box AI even for a while, but I didn't spend a lot of time there. And then I was trying to be very diligent about my usage because I hadn't purchased Copilot service yet. And so I was trying to I'd end up using both because I ran out of questions on GPT or on Claude. I had to go to the other. Claude didn't give you much. Claude doesn't give you as many free questions. So you had to switch pretty quick. So I always use Claude. Even though I liked it more, I had to switch. I spend more time in ChatGPT. I was even using Microsoft Copilot quite a bit because it was totally free, right? You don't have to pay nothing for, but it doesn't use the latest models. So I would use it for all the easy questions, and then when things got harder, stuff I wasn't giving me very good answers, I'd go over to the website ones and use my limited questions. And then I finally broke down and bought the basic version of Copilot, and you have unlimited questions and you can do a lot more with it. Unless you do, what do they call them? Premium questions or whatever they are. Those ones, I guess, count towards your limit. You have like 300 premium questions. I still haven't figured out what those are. I've never hit it. I've never hit the limit on that. So I don't know what the premium questions are. I think if I use agent a lot, I've probably been accumulating them lately because I've been using the agent more, agent functions. But I don't mind using ask or even, I don't know what the difference between edit and agent are though. They're pretty close to the same thing. So sometimes I can't tell what they're doing. That's different. But anyway, so there you go. There's my feeling. So far, my answers have come pretty well. But anyway, the more complex your code is, though, it doesn't matter. All of them are flawed. They all have a problem with really complex code. I've got 10 microservices. I've got a front end that's got currently about 40 files in it that are, grouped out in specific ways. And the more complex your code gets, the more it has trouble tracking things down, and you got to give it a lot of detail to make sure it does things right. So when you're asking a question and referencing code, even though it's got access to your code base, especially if you're inside of Visual Studio Code, it's got access to your code base, it still won't see things. You have to tell it. I want to model this new function after other functions or other services underneath these folders. Tell it exactly what you want it looking at. Give it the code base keywords or the workspace keywords, and have it look at everything. If you're going to reference any file, any function, anything you want it to do, give it the paths in the question so that it doesn't come back. I was asking it to help me do some work on my playbook React thing, and it said it couldn't find the playbook JSX. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's right there. Right, I had it open on the page and it still couldn't find the playbook JSX. I had to tell it what path it was in. It was like, oh, yeah, I found it. Okay. It's like, what are you looking at? So yeah, it's the bigger your code base gets, the harder and harder it gets. The more trouble it has keeping tabs on what you're doing. So just know that you got to start looking at each task has to become more and more its own application, its own effort. And then there's going to be a lot of going back and making sure that it's using the code structure you want. Okay, because if you're a regular programmer, somebody who's have some experience in coding, like I do, I have a lot of experience in coding, and therefore I tend to have some things that I don't really like about the way AI will give you some solid code that's flawless, syntax error free is what I mean by flawless. But it will, there's a lot with code, there's a lot of ways to write the same thing. Okay, so you can write, there could be like 3 or 4 different ways to do the exact same task, and the AI doesn't know which route you prefer. And you don't know what it is either, because you're asking for help on this thing, so you don't know what the best way to go is. But if you're a software developer who's done a lot of development work, you will often be able to see the code that it writes and go, yeah, can we rewrite that so it's not doing this thing or that thing, or even just change it yourself. You're going to have to do a lot of that. One example is, and this has really been a real frustration of mine recently, is case sensitivity and the fact that the standards for different languages are all different. Go likes to use Pascal case. Camel case is typically what you're using in proto files, which are the gateway files you use to allow your services to communicate with each other. Camel case is also real common in MongoDB, except it has some weird things about IDs and how it wants the IDs to be named, ID fields. JSON tends to be lowercase or camel case. File names, they have their own. C# tends to go with Pascal case. So they all have their different case. So when you start having this logic passing data from back end to front end, while your front end is expecting one thing, your back end is writing it in another thing, and now you've got to start pulling it up. And so what your code is doing, AI doesn't always do the same case. So sometimes it does it in lowercase, or it does it in camel case, or it does it in Pascal case. And my case stuff, once I got to 10, I was like, I'm going nuts. I don't know what case to type anything in. I don't know what I'm supposed to be writing in. I had to go back and do some refactoring where I went through and said, okay, let's standardize this crap. And I had it rewriting a bunch of my code. I had to go through with it, make sure it wasn't screwing things up, and get all of my case consistent so that I can go into each environment and know what I'm using. And it's still an issue. I still have files that, even after doing that, according to the line counts, I'm running close to 50,000 lines of code right now. And I still consider myself pretty early in the code design. By the time I'm done, I'm probably going to be up in the, thousands or the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of million lines of code. And I expect it's a pretty safe bet I will probably have easily 300,000 lines of code when I start getting closer to something that's releasable. And you can't go back. You can't refactor stuff. It's just too hard at that point. And AI helps, but it's just too much stuff to look at. It could take days and days to refactor something. So you really got to get on top of it early. Like when I did my services, I noticed it was writing them all different when I asked for assistance. So I had to go back and say, okay, we need to model these after this service. I want all my services like this. So every time I create a new service, I say, okay, give me the basic files, model it after this service using the same structures and same files, and let's build it off of that. once I have a service that's working correctly, like my unit testing model, I like, all right, use the same unit testing process as setup we did on this one. Let's apply it to this other one, start creating the unit tests. And yeah, you have to go through and make sure that it's always got something to model after, and it'll do pretty good at creating the same system in another, and you can kind of add functionality as you're going with the same basic structures. Now, granted, it has to create different tests, and it's really nice for setting up unit tests. I'm telling you, it does really good work. Once you get it set up, it makes setting up unit tests a lot more friendly. Well, not friendly, a lot easier, because you have one unit test could do like 10 things, right? It's going to check for failure, success, for this particular type of value input, for this blah, 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 blah. And it does a lot of them. It'll create a lot of those unit tests for you. And just think of the time savings that is. I mean, that is massive. And unit tests are pretty basic. It's like, okay, you know what the output is. This is what you're trying to do, but you need to do a bunch of different things. Writing that code manually is it's just painful and takes a long time. That was always one of the big problems with creating unit tests in the past, is they just take a long time. It's just an effort that you have to put in because you want things to be solid. I'm about halfway through on creating my automated unit tests. In other words, I got about 5 of my services are using them. I haven't put any unit testing yet into my React code, and I haven't put any into my Unity code. Heck, I don't even know how to. I haven't even figured it. I'm still learning Unity. I'm day 4, day 4 of Unity. I probably haven't spent more than 30 hours in Unity yet. Today is probably one of my longest days since the first day I spent on it, when I was creating my first animated dude. This is the first effort I've gone through to actually attach my backend services, though. So I still gotta get my plug in there. Okay. Hopefully I answered your question, Soul Guardian. Sorry if I rambled on too long there. It's not. I kind of do that. I get off on track. And I know it's just opinion. I'm no professional. There's probably people out there who tell you different. If you watch enough YouTube videos out there, a lot of them are saying, "Oh, Gemini's all that. It's 4.1 ChatGPT is great. Gemini 2.5 is the best." And it's like, I don't see it, man. I'm not seeing that they're that much more successful. There are things I like, but I haven't fallen for I haven't drank the Kool-Aid yet. Maybe it's an old dogs thing. Because when I was doing it at first, I was going between all of them because they all kept failing me. I'd go back and forth, and one of them would finally come up with an answer that I liked, and I'd use it. But then then Claude 3.7 came out, and it was like night and day. So it's just like it got everything right in comparison to those, which were just messing up. And but now they're all kind of up, but I still think I like Claude better. I'm sure I'll be switching. One of two things is going to happen. One of the new versions of something's going to come out. We'll go to ChatGPT 5, which people think is going to happen this summer. But Claude will probably come up with a new version too. And if Claude still is the best right now, I'm leaning. Claude tends to focus on code. That's their thing. They're trying to build the best code thing, I think. And I think that gives them an advantage. It just describes what it's doing better. It gives you, it just seems to be more descriptive in what it's doing. So yeah, it's also kind of expensive. They're all expensive if you buy them directly, straight off the website. And having them see your code is by far the best. Some of them can reference GitHub. I haven't figured out how to do that, but I've heard that you can have them like reference a GitHub repository so they can see your code even on the website. But I haven't figured that. Probably because I haven't paid for those. And probably when you pay for it, you can have it reference. They're expensive, though. It's like $20. What is that? At least $20 a month is like the small version. And it's still not unlimited questions. None of them give you unlimited questions. They all just give you more questions. That's why I like Copilot, because the basic version gives you unlimited questions. And so I kind of keep going with Copilot. as far as that goes, because it's the cheapest way, and you can try all the services, all the different AIs, and figure out which one you like. Gemini is a little buggy though. I keep running into weird problems and failures when I run Gemini, and that, I don't think that's the Gemini AI's problem. I think that's the Copilot's interface with it. Okay, where was I? Let's see. Back to task. Let's go here and open this back up. All right, create the play card prefabs. Now let's create the prefabs for both cards, both types of cards. Create the basic play card prefab. Right-click on your hierarchy, create a new UI panel. Name it play card prefab. Add the following elements to it: an image component. I already did all that. I already said I have the. Create the play. Oh, am I like? Oh, my. Oh, I see what the problem is. I'm probably not where I'm supposed to be. Connect everything in Unity Editor. Create your play card prefab. Play card. Playbook card prefab. What is it? Play card prefab and playbook card prefab. Oh, I see. Following the steps outlined. No, I'm just using one prefab. They're both going to use the same one. It'll just be smaller. I'll zoom in if I need to. All right. To be clear, I already have a play card prefab to implement. The smaller available plays will use the same prefab. It will just be smaller. The playbook cards will be larger, but also use the same prefab. I was thinking, nope. I'm trying to think about adding new features. I'm like, oh, let's do this. I'm like, no, let's just get everything working. I can come back later, add features. Like I was thinking, like you can click on the small image and it'll zoom in, make it a bigger image so you can look at it in detail. And that's great. I don't think it'll be a big deal, but I don't need to do that now. Right now, I just need to get things plugged in and see stuff, and then I can say, okay, now let's do this and that. And I don't want to visualize new features that are just going to complicate the steps that go through. Let's get all the basic steps in place, and I'll come back to that stuff later. Playbook cards will be larger, but also use the same prefab. What would be cooler? I mean, when you're using a phone, do you prefer a check mark selection or a tap selection or a drag and drop selection? I'm kind of thinking like, all right, so I'm gonna go back and look at this again. So if I go, I bet my phone's all off. It's on the wrong thing. I bet. Yeah. And then if I go over to my, we lost connection. Oh yeah, I did. The only one I can really think of that does this at all, because there's not a lot of games that use plays. In fact, I could only think of NFL 2K Playmakers, which by the way is a not great game, but it does have plays that you can use and you get more plays in time. I have most of these on here, but I can't think of any of them that do. What does this one do? Oh, this one's a Unity game too. Oh, this one has so many paywalls. This whole game is paywalls. I don't even like playing on it. It just bugs me. This game is like, it might as well be called Football Paywalls. That game is so, it's all about the money, man. That is so not going to be my game. I'm telling you right now. You're going to be able to play my game for as much as you want to play it. It will have pay elements, but they're not going to be blocking you from playing the game. Is it what is Touchdown Glory? I forgot what this one is. Magic Lab. Oh, wow. Okay. Is this not an English game? I don't want to complain. But is it just me, or is there something wrong with the spelling of defense? Maybe I'm the one. Do I not know how to spell defense? Have I been spelling defense wrong all this time? Or is this guy like... I'm second guessing myself. Do I not know how to spell defense? Because it doesn't... It looks weird to me. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. If you could see in a minute if I could get this to load. It is unlocked. What are you talking about? Unlock your device. What do you mean unlock my device? It is unlocked. Hey babe. What? Defense is an S, right? It's one of those, as soon as you start thinking about, oh, what else would it be? Oh, it could be a C. And she's like, I don't know. All right, so is it defense or defense? All right, let's see what Copilot says. You know what? This has been broken a lot lately. The word, it talks so cool, but it was breaking down. See? What do you mean you're already in another call? What are you talking about, another call? I don't have another call. Is it trying to use my mic? Is that what the problem is? I don't even have a settings on here. Wait. Why would it be trying to use... It was so good. This was such a cool thing, but... Now... Settings. Change the anytime... Modal training on text, model training on voice, allow conversations with Copilot to help train and improve. That's fine. Allow Copilot to use your chats, Bing, MSN activity, and any inferred interest for personalized experience. Should I? I've always been a person who doesn't care about that stuff. I think it's cool, but some people go, oh, how can you give it so much access to your life? I'm like, because I don't care. I'm not doing anything. I don't think I'm doing anything that's going to be a problem. I don't live in a, what do you call it? I don't have a top secret clearance or anything like that. Why can't you talk to me anymore? You used to talk to me. Why don't you talk to me anymore? I don't know why. Even though I close you. don't know what happened. Huh. Whatever. Okay, so I can't use my mic. I think it's got a problem with my mic. I don't know how to change the settings on this though. Because I usually just let it use my the mic I don't use, but I don't know how to change it. Alright, I don't want to do it. Is it defense or defense? Okay, look. The guy doesn't know how to solve. Oh, like, you release a game. Have someone check your spelling. It's not defense. Okay, I know the answer. It says that it's just like, yeah. British. Oh, okay. So defense is British, English, Australian, or Canada. But if you're making a football game, American football game, use American terms. American football game terms. If you're using it for like soccer, fine. Call it defense with a C. But if you're using it for the American football, it's not. Use an S. Darn it. People, so it isn't English. That's the thing. Okay, I don't even know what this game does. I thought I tried all of them. So this one definitely won't have plays. Its graphics are animated, which I guess is fine. Bronze League. I don't even know. Play. This one doesn't do anything except play. This goes straight to play. There is no... Wow. Oh, wow. So you got 3D models, little tiny microscopic ones. Can I make this go away? I can, I suppose. There's no way to shrink this. Just... Fine. Whatever. Just close it. Alright, so... Can you rotate this? Oh, whoa. Look at that. Oh, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm going to win. I'm going to score on the first play. Ah. Guy ran me down. And he's celebrating. What is he celebrating? I just ran 60 yards. Okay, I know. It has nothing to do with anything. Let's get out of here. I think he broke me. My guy's dead. He's lying on the ground. It's like, stop your dancing, you little snot. Oh, and it's gonna show a commercial to me between plays. Oh gosh, that's got to go. That is a terrible game. All right, so. What was the one? I'm looking for one that has plays in it. Graphically speaking, the best two are Madden and... but Madden's got a weird setup. This isn't like regular Madden. Oh, like the PC version. FHC 25 doesn't do plays. I don't know. Football League Manager. This one's just a complicated thing. Oh, this is new career, load career, roster, pro, more games. Unlock more features. What kind of features? Load career. Load. Oh, this one's like a... So you're like a coach, and you're... This one's weird, because you can tell when a game... I think you can tell when a game is made by someone who's not from the U.S. You're making a American football game, but you're not... you create... Like, this is the one, I think, that has, like, all these sub-leagues, and it's, like, set up like a soccer thing. I kind of get why they do that. It's to allow, countries outside of the U.S. You're trying to make your game international, but... It's like, but they don't call them right. It's like World Cup. Football doesn't have a World Cup. If you're going to call it something, call it a World Bowl. Because Football uses a bowl. Your championships are bowls. Even college football, they're all bowls. There's no cups. Well, there might be the Apple Cup, but that's like not a real championship game. That's just like a little head-to-head. It's a rivals game as a cup, or at least that's the way it is on some of the college games. But American football uses bowls. If you're gonna create a football game, your championships are bowls. Dang. It annoys me when people take the game and break it into their own little special, let's call it soccer terms. Cups are soccer things. And they have, what do they call them? They call them friendlies. I've even seen the word friendly used in a football game, American football game. They use, what's the other one? Oh, a pitch. They use the word pitch in an American football game. It's not a pitch. It's a field. We use fields and games, not friendlies and whatever the heck's not soccer game things there are. Stop calling them that. And they're not friendly. These people don't like each other when they're on the field. There's nothing friendly about it. Hey, look, I lost 20-19 for that game. I don't know what that is. But this one doesn't do, let's see, lineup, roster trade, injury, depth chart, player development, numbers, waivers, tournaments, team standings, players, stats, honors, league, search, tutorial, roster. Yeah, there's nothing about your play. A lot of stuff about your players, but nothing about your play. Depth chart, numbers. Yeah, there's no plays. So in other words, you can't like do a game plan or anything like that in that game. So most of these games aren't doing what I'm doing. There are games that do it, just not on the phone apparently. U Football GM. This is another GM game. Ultimate GM 2. Your franchise, your dynasty. I think this one has. Do I have to? Oh, I have to play these games, don't I? I can't just simulate them. Oh, okay, it does have. Okay, so team schemes. So they do have some formations, defensive formations. Offensive scheme, defensive scheme. Roster training, lineup, motivate. Market, hub, pass. Defense. Special teams, roster training, academy. Office. Yeah, this one doesn't seem to have. This one doesn't seem to have any play stuff either. See, my game is going to allow you to have head-to-heads. Hey, Treasure Rat. Good to see you, man. So my game's going to have some head-to-head games, and I think like things like disable injury, disable suspensions, that stuff will be standard for a for some head-to-head games. Like you can conditionally turn it off for head-to-head, just like what do you call it, quick play games. But if they're league games, I'm not going to allow that stuff. You can't turn it off. I mean, the game is going to be. I'm going to design this game as best I can to be as realistic as I can. But that means injuries, man. Live with it. You're going to get injured. Hopefully I can get it to the point where it's not broken. I hear a lot of games that have these injuries in them, and then they'll say like, oh, I either never get injured or I get injured too much or blah, blah, blah. You're not doing great. You were saying you were feeling pretty under the weather the other day. Are you like sick? You got the flu, man? Sorry to hear that. I hate to hear that you're not feeling good, man. Hopefully it's just illness, right? Basic illness. Nothing serious, I hope. So, yeah, I don't see What is 150,000? What are TPs? I have 37,000 TPs. I don't even know what these are. That's their form of money. You got money and you got TPs. Disable GM termination. You can get fired. Franchise. Team management. Play game. So, let's see. Coach? Motivating. Create your coach. Draft a player. Run training camp. Coach player. See, they don't have anything related to teams in this stuff. Or playbooks. Not in these games, anyway. Ah, he doesn't hate you. Well, unless you've got a really rough... If it's been always, but if you're having a struggle with back and forth, disagreements, man, he doesn't hate you. I'm a dad, trust me. No matter how much I've fought with some of my sons or whatever, I don't hate my kids. I don't hate any of them. It doesn't matter how bad things look, and no matter what level of anger you think is involved, he doesn't hate you. For most parents, it's certainly not the case. Even in the case that they actually say something stupid like that, more often than not, they regret ever saying it because they know it's not true. So, it's not true. There may be some disagreements, especially if you're a young person. If you're in your teens. Yeah, that doesn't mean he hates you. That doesn't mean he hates you. Some parents are of the feeling that the best thing for their kids is to let them go out and make them go out in the world and find footing. It's a common practice. And does not mean he hates you. He's just trying to give you motivation to go out and live your life. But I get it. I'm sure it feels rough, but he doesn't hate you. And, you get a job or you get out there and you start living your life. And there's a lot of people out there who've been through that. I fortunately never had that problem because I went into the military right out of high school. And I came back and I just didn't want to be home. I get along fine with my dad, but we used to argue a lot. And there were times when I was pretty sure he was going to throw me out because me and my stepmother did not get along. And so he was like, I think a lot of times he probably would have if I hadn't just moved out on my own. I found a roommate and went out and just got out. I didn't want to live at home. It was more like I just didn't want to be there. It wasn't like there was a whole lot of hate or animosity going on, but it never got to that point. But I know a lot of people do. He did hit him. He did hit him today when I was going home, but that's you don't have to give me any details, man. Don't worry about that. But yeah, stuff happens and it's tough. If you're a young person, which I gather you are, it's a learning experience, a life learning experience. And every parent's different. Some parents, some dads really feel like it's important, well, moms too sometimes, that their kids just go out in the world. Mid-20s, still pretty young. I think if the only thing is here well, I don't know where you live. You said you lived like in the mid-US, right? You're like in Central Time or something. The US is rough because things are expensive. It's really hard to get out on your own nowadays. And I think nowadays it's harder for young people to really get a ground. So yeah, it may still be a practice for parents to push their kids out the door, let them what they call flap their wings, spread their wings. But now the weather's worse. It's a lot harder to fly on your own. To take the analogy much further than it needs to go. So, um, I still have a couple of kids living at home, but I'm I'm a softie, so I can't. I honestly can't imagine my kids not being at home. Of my four kids, two of them have moved out. One of them, and they're doing okay for the most part. But if something came up, I'd probably let them come back. But don't get me wrong, we don't have a lot of conflict. So if there's a lot of conflict, like I had with my father, or if it starts creating a disturbance in home where everybody's uncomfortable, it can create a problem, and parents are likely to give you a little push. Hopefully, I hope you have a job or you have some way or somewhere to stay. I mean, uh, but yeah, I feel for you, man. I know it's tough. It's definitely a life experience that hopefully you'll be able to get past. But it doesn't mean he hates you. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't. He's taking an approach that has been around for many decades, and it doesn't mean the parents hate their kids. It's been around since forever, and some people still do it. Maybe his dad did it to him. Maybe that his dad's dad did it to him. I don't know, but it's it's a thing that people do. They push their kids out the door. I just think it's a lot harder now because things are so much more challenging financially in the world. I'm just glad you don't live here in the Washington because it's really, really, really hard to even find places to live for minimum wage. This play here does not. This game does not have plays, no matter how much I look for them. I'm the Denver Falcons. Well, why aren't they the Broncos? Yeah. Okay, so this game doesn't have any. A lot of games don't do plays or playbooks. I'm surprised that it doesn't show up on phone games. I wonder if they just have a hard time rendering them. You a football goat. Yeah, none of these games. There's like Football Head Coach 25, I think, has very, very basic game stuff. But I don't even think it has plays. It has strategies. Like if I go to the team here, is this the one? Oh yeah, you got strategies. Offense strategy, defense strategy. So if I go to offense, I can edit my... So you got these strategies. It doesn't have plays, so to speak, but you can kind of define how you want things to play. Take risks, less risks, do different things. It's kind of an interesting approach to your plays. I don't think it's as fun to set it like this. You have formations. There's only 4 formations, which is kind of odd. But yeah, can you do others? Oh, there are other formations. There's just the ones that have been selected. It's kind of funny they have these formations and you. Oh, this is a good example of formations. I should probably try to take some of these. I need more formations. Big eye, empty backfield. I have an empty. Flex bone eye. I already have that. Pistol. Power eye. Pro set. Shotgun. I have shotgun. Shotgun double flex. What the heck is the difference? Oh, one you have the running back. Wait a minute. Okay, that is not a shotgun. Shotgun double flex is not a shotgun. Shotgun is the quarterback is not underneath the center. This quarterback is right under the center. So I don't know what a shotgun double flex is. Unless the center is going to hike to the running back, that is not a shotgun. Shotgun two tight ends is a shotgun. Two tight end jumbo. Wishbone. Wishbone. There's a lot of formations. I'll probably put a lot more in my game eventually, but right now I've only got, I think I've got 6. None of these are defensive, by the way. I don't, does this, oh, this doesn't even do, oh, does it have defense? Did I just not go, so passing, offense minded. Oh yeah, well, they don't even do defense. Huh. So it's, what is it with all these games? None of them want to build defenses. Is it because they don't know how, or they don't want to, or do they play game football and they don't like defense? None of these games build defense into them. It's like it's not even a thing in most of these, especially the Android games. They don't build defense in. Retro Bowl. There's no, you have defensive players, but there's no, it just simulates it. It's it's weird. It only runs a few plays. It's not even a thing. Same thing with super tiny football. There's no defense. It just simulates it. It's defense players are there when you're on offense, but the defense just does what it does. There's no strategy to it, no planning, no plays, nothing. So yeah, none of these plays. Football GOAT is about a single player. It's not even about a team. Yeah, none of these are great. Yeah, none of these are great. All right, so the only example of plays I can even try to show you is this one. This is NFL 2K Rivals or Play Creep. No. Oh, this is not the right one. Oh. All right, well. Yeah, whatever. This is the wrong one. I don't think you can even do. There's no plays in this game either. Just players, and then you do stuff with the players. In fact, this game has very little in it. It's amazing how little most of these games have in them. Market, power pass squads. Just opportunities to pay them money to get stuff. This doesn't do anything. I can't even, what? Market, shop, power. The team, you can kind of tweak what cards are on your team. But is that it? Shop team, inventory, achievements, inbox, message of the day, home. Coming soon. This game doesn't do anything. What is the heck? What exactly are you doing with this game? Huh. I don't know what that is. That's not a game. All right, so NFL 2K Playmakers is the one I meant. So this game looks pretty cool. It's got a pretty decent setup. I don't know if it's using Unity or whatever it's using, but the game is terrible. Because it's not really a game. There's no game in this. It's just a lot of little challenges. We've made the decision to stop supporting NFL 2K Playmakers and focus on our development resources on other projects. We will end service on June 30th, 2025, after which access to the game will no longer be available. Effective today, we have disabled in-game purchases, and as a thank you to our fans, we are gifting all players 1,000 tokens. Visit the in-game store to claim your currency pack. Limit 1 per player. Thank you for supporting. Well, whatever. It used to be it's an okay game, but it's not a full game. So there you go. There's the reason why. It's got some weird little things. The best part about it was the end zone rush. So basically, there won't be any 2025 cool stuff. But it's really just like a lot of little game challenges. But it does have a plays aspect, which of course I won't be able to reference anymore in the future. Go to plays here. So here's your plays. See? They have... It's weird because their plays have how many yards they will give you. If you fail, it's 0. If you succeed, it's whatever the positive is. Or some cases like this one, middle screen, it's either lose 4 yards or you gain 12. So it's such a bad game. I don't know. But it's not terribly bad put together. It just doesn't have... It's got a nice graphics interface. But you can see... This is kind of the play structure. And this is kind of what I'm going for a little bit. Because I kind of like the way this is done. Where you have the plays on... essentially like this, and you can just kind of scroll through them, and then you can filter them. So you got type, all have more types, run, pass, blah blah blah. Range, yeah, well, I have types are the range. This one breaks it down a little bit for goal line 5, 10 long. I think mine is that's pretty close, 5, 10 long. I guess that's good. But I put them all under type. I have like run left, run middle, run right, pass left, pass short, medium, long, and then I don't know what kick. Do I have kick? Is that all the kicks? I don't know. I have 1 kicking play. You can get more in the game. Well, at least until they're gone. But so yeah, that's so this is kind of what I'm shooting for. It's not a bad looking UI. It won't look the same as mine, but it will have a wait, go away. And then what is this? Sort by... Oh, it's just sorting alphabetical? I guess. Qualities. See this nonsense? Qualities. It's because, for one, I probably don't even have half of these qualities because I've only played the game for like 5 minutes. I mean, I played it for a week, which is 5 minutes in the world of a game, right? But this is stuff related to buying cards, and then since the cards only have a fail or success, better ones are going to have bigger fails, bigger successes, right? And the number values, yeah, the game's weird, but I do kind of like the layout, and that's kind of what I'm going for. But for adding plays, I think is it this one? One of these. Oh, okay, so I have 29 of 324 cards. That's a... So they have a lot more short range ones, but they have better number chances of winning, I guess. So yeah, where's... This is not the screen I want to be on. Roster? Okay, here we go. So okay, so if you want to change your play on here, this is kind of what I'm going for a little bit on mine, is the left is this piece. And they use a drag and drop method to put it on there. So if I wanted to put this over here, I would just drop it there and it would swap it out. And then I'd go over here, and if I want to change that, I can go back and drag it to there. So now it's got half-pick dive and bootleg flat. So, what's better, drag and drop? Can you click on this? Oh, there's extra information. So who are the play key? This one's who are key players? And can you change this? You can't change them. Pass, run, correct read. So this one shows you the players that are in there. That's a good idea, but I haven't decided if I'm going to do that. Who are your key players in there? But they do it differently. You can't change this stuff. So I don't know what the point is. But they just assign random people to it because you can't change it. So it's like, what's the point? Yeah, I don't know what the point of having the players. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I'm not gonna. You're gonna get your starting players are gonna be the key guys, right? So if you know who your starting player is, they're the ones gonna get it. Now, if you want to know, I don't know, what else would you click? Yeah, there's nothing. I don't even know what you would do. I just like to give success rates of the plays based on what you've been playing recently. I'd like to give even better stats. Go one step further and oh, it's already 5:15. Oh my gosh. When you flip the card over, have things like um, success breakdowns, like success against blitz, success against zone, success against man, or whatever, something like that, so that you can kind of get a guess as to when's a good time to try these plays, because you know what kind of defenses, or maybe now I'm trying to figure out how to implement audibles. You can't change your formation, not usually for an audible, right? Because it's gonna audibles will kind of change your what the guys do, but you got to figure out how to way to. What I'm thinking is other plays with the same formation can be audibles, and you might be able to maybe assign. That might be an idea. Have my plays. You can select the play and assign the audibles to it. So it'd be other plays of the same formation, so that when you call it audible, it can be one of the 2 or 3 plays that are associated to it. And you can assign maybe 2 audible options to it, and you just call it out. Now, whether or not your guy calls an audible might be other things. You may have to have some factors in there that let you determine when to use an audible. But I'm gonna have a lot of cool stuff in this. I'm telling you, my game's gonna have everything a football game has, and none of these do that. So expect mine to be better. But I gotta step away for a minute. So give me 2 seconds. In case you're wondering, The football games I do like the best, and I still open up even on my phone, are Retro Bowl and Big Win Football. And Big Win Football is visually the most appealing. Retro Bowl, I'm kind of losing my interest, but it had a little bit of play. But visually, it's not that appealing, and there's just not enough meat to it, and I've just kind of lost my oomph. But visually appealing, the Big Win's fun, and it's cool to watch the game, and it just doesn't have enough back end meat to keep me coming back regularly. But every now and then, I like to just run a game and watch my team do stuff and see how good they do. It's just sometimes kind of fun to have going, and that's kind of what the feel I'm going for with mine. I just want people to be able to have more input to their game, so they can feel like they actually control something. Oh well, guys, I'm time to log off. I'll be back later. I got lots to do, as you can see. All I've got is my basic play. This screen here is supposed to look a lot like this screen here. So you see I have my images on the left and my playbook on the right, but this had to be set up differently. If you look closely, it's got the offense, defense, special teams filter, as well as the plays, but there's no play editor because there won't be one on the Android. Eventually, I'll get this looking a little bit more like this, hopefully even loading. Oh, that'll be so cool when I have it loading. That's coming up soon, though, I think. But until next time, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Treasure out. I hope things get better for you and you're able to figure out where you're going to stay if, things are still going with your pops as they are. But trust me, he still loves you. It's just kind of a tough love situation, I think. Soul Guardian, I hope I was able to help. Adiski Nintendo guys, thanks for stopping by. Adiski, I hope things are going well for you too. I know you've had some things going on with yourself. But hey, you guys, it's been fun chatting with you. I'll be back.